عيون وتيقظت أيضا عيون نامت عيون الخائنين وعين نجدك لا تخون نامت عيون الخائنين وعين.
I'd like to introduce Sheikh Khalid Yasin, who's a Imam and Da'i from America, from Brooklyn. He's been active in the Dawah for many years now, inshallah. And he's based in Sheffield now, at the Post of Life Centre. Alhamdulillah, he's got the shadow of 10,000 people. And today he's come to Bradford to speak to us, inshallah, about marriage. So I'd like to call Sheikh Khalid.
إن الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على سيد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن والاه وبعد. فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الحديث حديث محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أيها الأخوة الكرام وأخوات السيدات السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, I want to attempt to address a topic that may be unclear in the minds of many Muslims, or if it is not unclear in the minds of Muslims, it has become cluttered. It has become hazy. It has become difficult. It has become an issue of confrontation at times. It has become an issue of despair. And to highlight that point, I'd just like to bring you a statistic that perhaps some of you may not be aware of. A statistic in your country that you need to know about. It is stated in the most recent national census that there are approximately 1.8 million Muslims in the UK. And according to a sociological statistic that has been given by, there's 3 different statistics offered. I'm going to give you the middle statistic. At any given time, there are approximately 118,000 Muslim men and women who are of the age of marriage. And this statistic says most of those 118,000 will be single for at least 6 or 7 years of their period of time that they are available for marriage. Now, this is a very alarming statistic, especially when you take into consideration that the majority of that 118,000 are women. Yes, 78,000 to 83,000 of that 118,000 are women who are of the age of marriage, and they will remain single for at least 6 or 7 years, and in many cases, 30% of them will be single for at least 14 years after they become available for marriage, at the age of marriage. So if you can look at this here from a sociological point of view, just think about it for a moment. Think about 118,000 young people between the ages of 15 and 30, generally, who will be looking for a husband or a wife, or will be looking at each other. Even if they're not looking for a husband or wife, they're just looking because young people look. Old people look too, but young people look more. They are going to school together in universities and high schools in which there's no barriers like this. Fortunately, the brothers rented this hall and they put this up in order to exemplify a reasonable amount of separation between men and women. But in most of the institutions that our children or your children will be raised in, from the time they go to grade school all the way until they get their PhD, DD, or whatever they go to get, they will not be having this separation. So they will be looking at each other, and they will be looking at kafirs also. This is another issue. But let's stay with the statistic of the Muslims themselves before I go into the body of this, so that you will understand some of the reasons of the things that I have to say to you. You'll get the impact of some of the things I want to say to you this evening. And Allah, He knows the best. I said 82,000 of those 118,000 will be looking for marriage or available for marriage at least 6 years before they find a prospect. So for the women, it means they will be at least 21 years old before they maybe look for a prospect. And in many cases, they will not find a husband or get married until they are 28, 27 years of age. So between 15 and that age, 82,000 Muslim women will be just dangling. The rest of the figure are men. Now the men, I'm talking about young men who are between the ages of 15 and 30. But the situation is compounded because out of that 1.8 million, there's another 362,000 men who also would like to get married, but they already got married, they already got a wife in another country, or they got a wife and they're not satisfied, they want another wife, or they are those who are between 15 and 30 and they're looking for wives, but they're having problems. Now, you would ask yourself the question, if some 49,000 young men need wives, and they are looking, feeling, thinking, and there are 82,000 women that are available, this is not counting widows, this is not counting sisters who may have been divorced, this is just, we're talking about young sisters who are also looking and available. You would say, by your figure, that there are nearly 1.7 sisters available for those 42 or 49,000 brothers. That's what the statistic says. Now, these are not our statistics. These are the statistics that have been taken by this government, of which you must participate or you will pay a fine or you will go to jail. So they got the statistics. So I'm quoting from some statistics, and some of you may call them guesstimates. That's okay. Now, you would ask yourself, why is this problem existing? I'm going to talk about some of those problems. As I see it here, and as I see it in America, and as I see it all over the world, because there's some even more alarming problems in the Muslim world, but not like this. It's a little bit different in the Muslim world. So let's talk about Great Britain in particular. I want to share with you another statistic. Approximately 3,716 Muslim girls will get pregnant by non-Muslims every year. And because of the facility that is given to them in this country, they can have an abortion and not tell their parents anything. They can have a lunchtime abortion. That is, they go to school, go to the clinic, have an abortion, go back to school, or go back to work. Nobody knows anything except them and Allah. And of course, the clinic. Because the clinic has got to report when they do an abortion, so that's why they got the statistics. Another statistic I want to share with you. 35% of the Muslim girls who are in school and who know how to use a computer, they are talking on the phone with boys either by infrared or by SMS or by Bluetooth or by what other kind of tooth they have. They are sitting in classes, hallways and other places, on buses and whatever, and they send a message back and forth. Why? Because the technology allows them to do that. And their mothers and fathers don't have a clue, because most of the mothers and fathers just learn how to use telephones. And the kids know it. The kids already know that mom and dad don't have a clue. statistic I want to share with you.